It's been an interesting day. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I mean, I first, you know what, I thought that it was a bit on the side.
I thought it
You
was
know,
an Onion article. It's like,
yeah,
oh,
I
Microsoft buys Activision to clean up Bobby Kotick's actions or whatever. Something funny, you know. Um,
but it turns out that it's a real thing. It's a
no,
real
it is.
thing. We'll
It's a
get to that.
very, yeah, it's a
Well,
very
let
real
me.
thing. It's gonna have ramifications for like the gaming industry and entertainment industry as a whole. So,
Well, you know, we can just start off with that particular story because there's a lot to get to anyway. So yeah, we found out today that Microsoft bought Activision, Blizzard, in a mega deal worth $68.7 billion, roughly 69 billion, which is a good number. If Microsoft is going to buy the sexual assault riddled Activision Blizzard, I feel 69 is probably a bit of a bit of an appropriate number.
in the words of the immortal Borat, very nice, very nice.
That is the worst Borat I've ever heard.
Oh,
That's
it
the
is. It is.
that's
I
like
tried.
it's very nice. Very nice. How much? You know, my wife. I mean, wait, hold on. How old were you in 2006?
I was 7 years old. 7 years
Okay,
old.
so you were 7 years old, and I was in college and watching the fucking movie with my
I
college
believe I
friends.
saw Borat for the first time when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I love my parents to death. My dad is great. Love my dad. Ah, great memories.
Oh man, Borat is fantastic. I love that movie. The sequel is really good too, although because they shot part of it here in Olympia.
Yeah, the sequel's awesome. By the way, I love Borat too. It's great. Um, very similar. Bobby Kotick is very much the evil version of Borat. Less funny.
Well, he's definitely less funny. That is 100% true. But the thing with Bobby Kotick is he's always sucked. And it's the thing with Bobby Kotick you have to remember here is like, you know, new gamers and old gamers have all hated Bobby Kotick. That is just very much apparent. Everyone has hated Bobby. No one's liked him, and he's always just kind of been that massive stain
Yeah,
on Activision. Like I feel like
yeah.
Activision for the most part, I mean, you know, when they took over, I think when they acquired Vivendi Universal at one point, like they were Vivendi Activision and then Activision I think took over and then they
Mhm.
became Activision Blizzard. I was like, okay, cool. Blizzard is working with Activision, but I kind of felt like Blizzard was going to end up losing a lot of what made Blizzard Blizzard in that particular sense. And of course, as time has gone on, we've learned that it's they've borked World of Warcraft to some extent. They've Call of Duty at this point is it's like Madden, and
Mhm.
it's maddening when you're playing it because like it's so full of bloat. It feels like these games are massive, and they take up like half your goddamn hard drive.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing I want to mention too, and this is I can't. And again, I know some people are saying it's not that big a deal, or and like, are you like again? I cannot understate how important and significant this is. Activision Blizzard, whether you loved them or hated them, they were a pillar in terms of third-party video game development and entertainment. Okay,
Yeah,
so now you have Microsoft buying one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, and they have hundreds of valuable IPs and like dozens of developers now under their portfolio, right? And the other thing is too, I do not believe this acquisition happens without the controversy of last year.
well, no,
There's
that's absolutely correct. I mean, like their market value went to hell. Call of Duty Vanguard came out with very little fanfare. In
mm,
fact, I'd argue that there was barely anything. Like not anyone I knew picked it up. To be honest with you,
yeah, this was Bobby Kotick and the executives. Basically, this was their golden parachute. This was their hail mary pass to say, you know what, we this is if we're gonna sell, this is the best time to sell. Let's just freaking do it. Did you actually see the article that popped up? I believe it was from Bloomberg a couple hours ago, though.
no,
One of
I
the ideas that Bobby Kotick had before they decided to go with the Activision acquisition or the Microsoft purchase, Bobby Kotick was thinking that in order to try and rehabilitate Activision's reputation in the gaming news sphere and with gamers, was to either purchase Kotaku or PC Gamer. They were heavily considering it before Microsoft came along. So Activision almost bought PC Gamer and Kotaku.
You know what? You know what? I would have been okay with that, right? Because for one, I fucking hate Kotaku, and so to buy it and then shutter it would make me very happy. All right, that's going back old school Gamergate days. There, that's a lot of burning rage that I have towards that just absolute shit pile of a rag. But at the same time, I get it. I get why it wouldn't have been a good idea. I did not know about that. I'm assuming that's a Jason Schreier report.
It might have been. He
He's
has
had
me.
me blocked. He's had me blocked for like almost a
You got
almost a
blocked too. You got blocked
dude.
too.
Gamergate, man.
Oh, of course. I
I'm
got blocked.
blocked by everybody.
I got blocked simply because I said I didn't agree with one of his reports, I believe, on social media, and somebody tagged him in the conversation I replied to, and he saw that, I guess, and blocked me. I don't
Oh,
know.
he blocks everybody. He blocks everybody. He's very thin skinned, to be honest with you. But the thing with that, I didn't know about that. That's insane in my mind, and I think that's hysterical at the same time. But no, if there wasn't that whole situation with Activision and Blizzard that had happened in Cali, and one of my good friends works at Blizzard, and I've been a little cautious to like ask him what's going on because I don't want to report on it and possibly
Well,
get him in any trouble.
isn't the investigation and legal case still going forward? Like, isn't
Yeah,
that
I
still
don't.
going on?
Yeah, he's not. He just got promoted, so he's not going to want to like fuck with that at all. And so it's like I haven't wanted to like step on his toes or do nothing like that yet. So I haven't asked him nothing. But I've known this guy for like 20 fucking years, so it's like I could ask him or anytime, and he'd probably tell me. But I'm gonna wait until until it all settles down. But yeah, I think obviously people have wanted Bobby Kotick out for a long time. Did you see that graph going around about how much his payout would be?
I did. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
For those of you who don't know, it's $293 million.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to live on a yacht the rest of his life, not have to worry about anything.
Well, he already has enough fucking money to do that
He
anyway.
does. He
But at
does.
least
I know, and that kind of sucks in a way because again, if the and I'm not for sure if the allegations have been proven true, but it seems very likely that all this is in fact a reality. Obviously, if partners like Xbox were reevaluating the relationship with the company, right? I don't know if you saw that a lot of these big gaming corporations like, do we really want to be involved with Activision anymore? They're kind of like floating that in the press. It's like obviously something was going
well,
on. Everyone kind of
Microsoft
knew
said
about
it.
it. Mm-hmm.
Phil Spencer
Yeah.
said it, and then this happened.
Yep, they just bottom. They
They
just
just
straight
bottom.
up bottom.
You know,
It's like you don't want to fire Bobby Kotick? Fine, we'll do it ourselves.
pretty much. And that's why this is good for gaming. This is like I know this is one of those weird things where like it's should a mega corporation own all these studios because they own like 30 studios now.
Here's the thing. We thought them getting Bethesda was big. That's nothing at this point.
They
Like
spent
this
7.8 billion for Bethesda, for fucking Bethesda. And yet here they're dropping like almost 10 times that, or 9 times that. And it's because of the Call of Duty thing. Now, Philosophical Pickle here says people are overhyping the acquisition. Yes, it will make them a ton of money, but now Microsoft can finally catch up at PlayStation. They've had more quality exclusives for years now. Here's the thing with that. It's not this is where people don't understand what Phil Spencer is up to. It's not about catching up at PlayStation.
He doesn't care anymore.
It's about the PC market. That's
no,
what
it's not even about PC. What the priority is?
Well, the Games Pass.
It's about Game Pass, and he's thinking forward. And this is why I compared it very much to the Disney Fox acquisition because Bob Iger thought very much ahead in the same way I believe Phil Spencer's thinking. The reason Bob Iger wanted to acquire Fox was he didn't give a damn about the Marvel rights situation. That was part of it. The reason he got Fox was for streaming. He wanted to bolster a streaming service, and what's happened? Disney Plus is now one of the biggest streaming services on the planet, and it's going to make Disney hundreds of millions of dollars.
Well,
cloud gaming is what Phil Spencer is thinking about right now.
But they were already that big without Fox. Fox hasn't added much to the equation yet. They haven't added much to the equation yet.
It's about building for the future, though.
No, that's true. It is. That's very true. I mean, I'm looking forward to the new Prey movie, the new Predator film coming out, I think, next month or something on Hulu. I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, like The Last Duel is now available on HBO Max, even though it's a Fox movie, because of the rights deal that they had between the two companies. Ron's Gone Wrong. That one is a Disney movie, but it got split between both Disney Plus and HBO Max.
That's true. But the thing is, like, we can't be looking at this acquisition as, Microsoft wants to get a leg up on PlayStation. They don't care about the war of PlayStation. They stopped caring about that like a few years ago. I argue probably when Games Pass first became a thing, they don't care about that anymore. What they care about is getting Xbox into every home in the world. They want cloud gaming to be a thing, to be their pioneering effort, and they want Xbox Games Pass to explode. In that press release, they highlight how it hit like 25 million subscribers or whatever.
I think it's like 28
That
million
yeah,
for Games Pass. Yeah.
yeah. And here's the thing too, and this is why I think this might again. I don't even know if this will get approved because this acquisition leans very heavily into antitrust laws potentially. I don't know what's going to happen with that. That's a conversation we'll have like in the coming months.
I'm
But
telling you right now, they wouldn't have announced it if they weren't already able to get around it. Because what you've also got for third party is you still have Ubisoft, you still have EA. There's a litany of small publishers. There's Take Two Interactive. So it's not really going to get into that. I don't believe. As much as people, there might be some pushback depending on where you are. But all things considered, I think it's going to be fine. They wouldn't, again, like this is something that Phil Spencer has been acquiring these studios for quite some time now.
honestly,
And
I thought if anything, I thought really if Xbox wanted to be bold, they would try and acquire a Japanese gaming company. Obviously,
no,
that's not going to probably
no,
happen. I think it's going to
Japanese
be
gaming
Sony.
companies are going Western. They're going more Western. I mean, Sony relocating its the Sony headquarters to LA and
Well,
focusing on
that's
Western
what I mean.
development.
Well,
It's
that's what I mean, though, because they are becoming more Western. You would think that maybe Microsoft be interested in acquiring one of them. Is my point.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
but it seems that
is
they
it
want to stay in house of their Japanese companies. So
yeah. Well, isn't it true also that if you are a Japanese owned company, you cannot be sold to a non-Japanese entity? I've heard that.
I
I've
haven't
heard
heard
that.
anything about that, to be
Okay,
honest.
someone had to tell me about that. I'm pretty sure Skywalker Brian knows about that. I see him going off in the chat there. But I would argue that look, I know Pickle here is just trying to downplay it, saying like people are losing their mind over this, and I'm just like, okay,
I
they've
get
got
his,
some
I
decent
get
first
his.
person
Well,
shooters.
I get his point though a little bit, and let me explain. This is the same issue that happened with Bethesda, right? Because Bethesda was a third party publisher that had to worry about making money and meeting board member expectations. The quality of the games, I would argue personally, suffered a little bit because they were forced to meet deadlines. Obviously, what was the biggest heavy hitters from Bethesda in terms of quality, right? Doom Eternal. I know you might have mixed feelings on Doom, Matt. I know, but that
Yeah,
was.
I never I lost interest in it, but I mean, look, Bethesda for me is Fallout and
But
this
look at Fallout though. Fallout 4, it was a big hit, kinda, but that was a technical mess, and it was kind of like, eh.
dude, it's still a big hit. What are you talking about? Like
I'm
it's
saying
still
it's a big,
huge.
hit, but
Like
compared
I
to
wear my
Fallout 3 in New Vegas, no.
Oh no 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 oh no 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 look, New Vegas is like the runt of the litter. It's loved by hardcore Fallout fans. I wear a Fallout 4 hoodie, okay, that I still wear it all the
There's a
time.
reason people still play Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas to this very day.
People barely ever play Fallout. You never hear about Fallout 3. Fallout New Vegas is mostly for the memes, but when it comes to all the mods and all of that stuff, it's all with the base building in Fallout 4. That was when it opened up to a whole new group of people. That's when it got into the Minecraft crowd. All right?
I
And I've been a
understand.
Fallout fan since
I understand.
1990 fucking 7.
I
So
get
it's
that. I
so
get
I'm
that.
not like this is not something that I'm just like, ooh, on. No, I mean, Fallout 3 was big in 2008 when it came out. I remember driving down, I was in LA for something, and I remember driving down Hollywood Boulevard and seeing all the billboards for it, right? And then going to the Spike Scream Awards right before the game came out, and Ron Perlman was there, and asking Ron Perlman, "Can you do the line from Fallout, from the Fallout intro?" And he's like, "No, because they won't let me." And like, damn, it sucks because I'd love to hear him say war never changed. I'd love to hear him say it live, And so it's like, but no, Fallout 4 is the one that is predominantly still being played by your casual audience.
True, but what's happened lately though, right? You had Fallout 76, which is a huge disaster, both as a video game and from a PR disaster,
But
and
it's
people
turned
started
itself
turn.
around. It's turned
I
itself around in the last couple of years, and
I
now it's actually pretty popular. Same
I
with
understand. Yeah, I
Elder
understand.
Scrolls Online was massively shit on when it came out, and they turned it around, and now it's very
I yeah,
popular.
yeah. But what I'm trying to get at basically is that they felt the pressure to meet business quotas, board member expectations, and profit margins. And now that they became basically a first party studio, umbrella company for Microsoft. Now they don't have to worry about that as much. Now they can actually have more resources to invest in improving their goddamn engine finally, getting a new engine or fixing it and actually doing something with that engine because it's old as hell, need to be replaced a long time ago. I'm
No,
sorry.
hey, listen, man. I remember when Call of Duty Modern Warfare dropped in 2007, and how they just kept reusing that same engine forever. You know,
Mm.
like it's. I understand that argument, and
Yeah,
the thing
I'm
is, though,
just,
but if you look,
yeah.
but if you look at Modern Warfare, that came out a couple years ago. Modern
That
Warfare
that was
was
that was huge.
that was
It felt
huge.
like,
It was
yeah,
big.
it felt like a revitalization
It
of the
did, and
franchise.
then
But
they
then they did
Warzone.
nothing with it. Yeah,
Well, no, they did Warzone with it, and Warzone was free to play, and that was pretty huge. And then now, then they released what, Cold War and then Vanguard, and I kind of
which
feel like
both
both of
kind of came
those
and went. Yeah.
came and went, but like Warzone is still a thing. I can download Warzone right now and play it. They have the new stuff added into it and whatever, and they're relying on, again, like the microtransactions and the cosmetic stuff that Fortnite does. Doesn't Fortnite pull in like $3 billion a month in revenue?
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
probably
like
more. It's probably
it
more than that.
pulls
That's right.
insane amounts of money, and that is what they're competing with. That is what they want to compete with. This is the whole thing. So what they want is, look, Overwatch 2 is probably going to end up being an Xbox exclusive. More,
I would
Diablo.
argue. Well, here's the thing. I would argue that when it comes to Overwatch 2 and the next Call of Duty game, no, they are going to remain multi-platform for one big reason, one reason only: esports. Esports. They do not want to shut that out. And plus, Call of Duty makes way more money on PlayStation than Xbox right now. I
Well,
think eventually we will get to a point where they are going to be exclusive, just not right away. It's going
here's
to
the
take
thing.
at
Here's the
least
thing with
another
that.
3 to 4 years.
But again, they dropped $7.8 billion in order to get their hands on Bethesda, and Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield are Xbox exclusives
Oh no, no,
because
I
they
know.
want that money.
I
They
get
just
that
dropped.
totally.
They're gonna drop fucking like 9 times that amount on this shit. You're telling me this stuff is not gonna end up being exclusive? Come on,
No, it
man.
will. It will. It will. I think Diablo 4, that's going to be Xbox exclusive. I think everything else coming out will be exclusive. I'm just saying that two specific games, the next Call of Duty and Overwatch 2, they will not be. I don't believe those games are going to be Xbox exclusive. I could be wrong. I probably will be wrong. I just think they don't want to close out the esports market and the PlayStation market because it just brings in way too much money. I mean, they'd be foolish not to. Because again, Xbox doesn't really care about the platform exclusivity as much as they just like the revenue and getting their branding out there. There have been Xbox published games on PlayStation before.
Well, no,
So
there have been, and the thing is, though, look, PlayStation did very well in the last, in the last console war, because the PS4 was a better console than the Xbox One, just because of the way that Don Matrick ran the fucking company, and everything else. But I mean, I've got the Xbox Series S. You've got one as well. They're good systems. I mean, and the thing is, they're affordable, and with the Games Pass, you get access to tons of stuff. I mean, you're right. That's the point. Is like,
mhm.
do you
I,
want to
you
get access
know,
to? I mean, imagine when cloud gaming becomes more applicable. Especially on like mobile
yeah.
devices.
Here's the thing, though. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked whatsoever if one day Phil Spencer's like, you know what, screw it, let's put Xbox Game Pass on frickin' PlayStation 5. Because that's the kind of forward thinking he is. He doesn't care about the console wars and get rid of that. It's about
Well,
getting the
and it's because
Xbox
Sony
name.
hasn't matched the fucking game yet. They like
Yeah,
Sony is like, I don't
yeah.
see them ever doing it. I know
No,
PlayStation Now is a thing, and I know it's kind of winding down because it's a god awful fucking
well,
system
did you hear the news that came out? I think 2 3 months ago.
that they're considering their own version of Games Pass.
Oh no, they're not considering it. They're about to unveil it this year. They're coming up with their own. It's like going to be an extension of PlayStation Plus. It's going to be their version of Game Pass. It's going to have all the games: PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4.
Okay, see
It's going to
that's
be a big
fucking
thing going forward.
now if they drop all the backwards compatibility shit, and again, but that depends on, are they going to be able to get the third party titles? So are they going to be able to get you the Metal Gear Solids? Are they going to be able to get you the Crash Bandicoots, the Spyros, the Gran Turismos? I think Gran Turismo is Sony owned, so I think that would be
Yeah.
okay. But what about like I would love them to find a way to bring back the Siphon Filter games, because god damn it, Days Gone was really good, and they kind of screwed over Sony Bend with everything that came after that stuff. So yes, I would like to see them do this, because I think that's going to be the way of the future. Never mind the whole argument now about pay to earn. Did you hear about that? That's been going around today. They're
Oh
trying to
God.
argue the pay to earn is because now there's free to play games, right? So
Mm.
it's like pay to earn is like get in on the ground floor and like earn exclusives by playing, or I think even like earn like stocks or shares in the company.
Oh my
by like
god.
growing with the company and
No, no,
shit.
no, no. That's stupid.
It's well, I mean, if you think about it, for if it's if you invest into it, and that's the idea, there's the investing, that's going to be really fascinating to see. And Alexis Ohanahan, who is a co-creator of Reddit, is heavily pushing it with what they call, like, I think it's Web3. I don't know much about it. I saw it pop up today for a hot second. I'm not too sure. But real quick here before we move on here, Rational Skeptic for $5, man. Thank you. Says any Call of Duty after 2023 will be exclusive to Xbox. PC esports is bigger. Our esports is bigger on PC than PlayStation, and FPS games do fairly better on Xbox and PC. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Esports will remain on PC. When do you ever see them use like Xbox for this shit?
They have though. They have PlayStation. All these companies been getting on the esports stuff. I'm just saying. Listen, I don't disagree with the statement in theory. I'm just saying when it comes to Overwatch 2 and probably the next two Call of Duties, I think that they will be on all platforms. After that, though, that's when. Listen, I agree with you though, Matt. You don't spend $70 billion to make all these on every platform. You want people to join the Xbox and PC ecosystem.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
No, you do. Yeah, you absolutely want that, because that's going to be where the where your fucking money is. And that's what they're doing.
I'm asking. There's a lot of questions too because I'm not sure, Matt. To be honest with you, I'm not for sure if all of these developers are going to stick around either. I could see some developers getting shuttered and homogenized into just a couple. I could see certain developers get the okay to start working on some projects. Please let Toys for Bob go back to making more Spyro and Crash Bandicoot games. Hopefully, that'd be great. We'll see what happens with that. I mean,
I'm
hell,
hoping.
hell, you know what? Too, you can have Toys for Bob make the next Banjo Kazooie game now if you wanted to. Why not?
I mean, Rare's gone to shit, so might as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Rare hasn't been good in years, and I say that and I don't say that happily.
And remember, I know Pickle brought this up earlier. I want to address this too about how they don't have exclusives. Here's the thing: they have a bunch of stuff already in development. It's going to come out the next like year or two. Some big stuff. They have the Perfect Dark reboot, a couple other things as well. Halo Infinite just came out, which is a phenomenal game. Halo Infinite's great. They have a lot of stuff that's about to come out in the next year or two. This is adding it. I'm building on top of that, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think that I don't know. I've seen a lot of takes that PlayStation needs to respond to this. I'm not sure they do. I mean, I know there's been rumors that PlayStation is about to acquire Square Enix, so they'll own Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, and that's going to be huge for them, obviously. But I don't think they need to go out and like try to buy like Ubisoft or EA or Take Two. It's like, nah, PlayStation's doing their own thing and they're doing it well.
Good luck affording Take Two. I mean, just like in general, good luck affording Take Two.
Just alone because they own Rockstar. I mean,
Yeah.
GTA Online, the biggest game of all time, most profitable game of all time. Nobody can afford that, I don't think.
No,
except
and nobody's
Microsoft.
And well, I don't think they're gonna go for that, but they might strike a deal. I mean, it's like even this next month with their Games Pass coming out here. I think our Games with Gold next month or whatever. It's like all 3 Hitman games are going to be on there. And I'm like, cool, because I have not played number 3 yet. So
yeah, next month is going to be huge for PlayStation because Horizon Forbidden West comes out. So
PlayStation right, but if you can get a PS fucking 5.
So no, it's on PS4 as well.
Oh, okay. Well, I might get it then. I'm not too sure. I don't know. I will say this though. I do agree with Max here. Max is saying that RJ's been doing great coverage on this acquisition, and I think it's going to be huge. I know Pickle and some people are trying to downplay it. I don't think that you don't downplay something like this. We didn't downplay Fox being bought out by Disney. This is very similar to that. The backlog of content's insane. Adding it to Games Pass is going to be huge. I mean, what if they add World of Warcraft being able to play that on the Xbox?
That would be huge. And again, this is also about, I feel like, because again, it's similar to Bethesda, where I'm not saying that Bethesda was doing awful, but it removes some of those worries, right? You don't have to worry about meeting deadlines or like meeting these profit margins. Now, when you're in the Xbox ecosystem with Games Pass, you can just focus on making the best games you can. And that's going to be an improvement for all these franchises. I know, Matt, we were talking about this backstage before we started. I don't even think they're going to do yearly Call of Duty releases anymore. I think they're going to make maybe like one game, like a platform game, like a Warzone, or build upon Warzone. Just add like every couple years a new campaign mode or something. Or I don't know how they're going to handle that. I really don't. But I don't think you're going to see these yearly CODs. I think it's going to be every couple years, every like 2 to 3 years.
And that's okay. I mean, honestly, it's like that. If you can just build upon what they've got which they already know the model for that. They can then make it last a long time. And again, through you're right, the Xbox ecosystem and everything else is going to be really fascinating to see. Although I did want to get this one here. Andrew Dunbar says Microsoft is paying a near $25 billion premium.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, look, the
Yeah.
thing is, like, they're paying out the money, but they know they're going to make it back in the long run. Like, they're going to make it back in 10 years.
Yeah. Although one question though, which nobody's brought up in this whole discussion, what the hell is the point of them acquiring? I know King is part of Activision. What the hell is Xbox going to do with Candy Crush and King?
Mobile
Like,
devices, man. Again, it's
I
still mobile.
guess, but like that's never been a priority for Xbox, so they don't care about the mobile games as much.
So, I mean, well, mobile games are still profitable and
I know.
shit.
Well, I guess it's true. I guess it's
And
more
I mean,
revenue they
well,
can
okay,
have.
so I'm gonna probably catch a lot of fucking shit for saying this, but like, if you look at the margin of like when they estimate like the game, like when you break down the demographic of like what gender are the gamers, and you
Oh
see
no!
things.
Oh no! You better be careful with this one.
Well, no, and it's like, and like there's studies that have come out or reports that have come out have said that women outperform. There's more women gaming than there are men. But if you look at what they're gaming on, they're not. A lot of them aren't gaming on. It's not that a lot of them aren't gaming on consoles, but it's like the majority of them are playing on their phones. And a lot, and that's the whole point though. Like the King is gonna. It has, it had that massive hook for a long time with all of those games. I think even like Zynga was recently like bought by somebody. I forget who bought Zynga the other day. Somebody like
Wasn't
actually
it
bought
EA?
it. Was it EA who bought Zynga? I mean, like that is a waste of money. But again, that's all fucking mobile, right? Like we're off Flash games now. Like when you had like Farmville, and like the Mafia shit on fucking Facebook. That's all gone now. No one play. I mean, there's still kind of some games, but people still play mobile games all the time, and there's a lot of money there. Again, what people have to realize is that it's not about like it's about getting those whales. Those whales are going to be the one that support those kind of like microtransaction habit, and everything else. So it's really,
Oh,
Rational here says,
10 cent bought Zynga.
oh, 10 cent. God, jeez. Right. And this is so funny too, considering that China just announced that they're actually, no, 10 Cent actually announced that during the month-long break that Chinese students have from school, they are going to restrict them to only 14 hours of gameplay in that full month-long period. Like China
Jeez.
is restricting how many hours people can play games right now. Never mind all the other things it's doing by shutting out the West in regards to like the movies.
Oh yeah, they're
Because
going full blown
well, there was
isolationist.
well, they are, and there's actually an article that I saw on the Wrap that I'll talk about tomorrow. But it was talking about how China, is like now starting to become more isolationist, and like they're shutting out the Western world from like the fastest growing movie going public out there. But here's the thing with that, right? Is the Chinese government takes like 70% of the fucking money that comes out of these theaters. So it's like the amount of money that they're quote unquote losing, it's like really not that much in the long run. You know what I mean? It's like, so there's a lot of stuff there. And so we have to wait. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it's going to go.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
this is a story we're going to be talking about for a long time, just in terms of the ramifications. Because again, this is just the announcement. I mean, there's going to be fallout from this, and we'll see what happens in the coming months in terms of like the future of these franchises, the future of some of these developers, what happens to Bobby Kotick. He's most likely
the
out. I'll
only
be
thing
curious
I
to see how
want
he
is Kodak
leaves.
to
Yeah,
get kneecapped. That's like the only thing I care about is like Kodak get kneecapped.
yeah, but he got a golden parachute, man. That kind of sucks.
Yeah,
So
well, that was going to happen because that happens in this country. All right, like that just happens in this world, in the capitalist world we live in. That's what fucking happens. So there's absolutely that.